The rain was falling hard that night when Daniel stopped his car in front of an old house he had not seen in 23 years. He looked at the address on the pizza box. Then he looked at the house. His hands suddenly became cold. This was not just any house. It was his childhood home. The place where he had spent the happiest years of his life, and the night when everything had fallen apart. But the strangest part was the note taped to the pizza box. Please make sure Daniel delivers this order himself. Daniel stared at the words. How does a customer know my name? And more importantly, why would anyone order pizza to the home his family had left more than 20 years ago? If you enjoy emotional and mysterious stories like this, subscribe to Kindness Story, like this video, and tell us your opinion in the comments. Daniel was a 38-year-old single father living a simple life in Kuwait. He worked at a small restaurant during the day and delivered pizzas at night to support his 9-year-old son, Adam. Daniel had lost his wife 3 years earlier. Since then, life had not been easy. He cooked breakfast. He took Adam to school. He worked long hours. And every night, he came home tired but smiling. He never wanted his son to see how worried he was about money. Whenever Adam asked, "Dad, are you tired?" Daniel would smile and say, "A little. But seeing you makes it better." That rainy night was supposed to be just another working night. Until he received the strange order. The address belonged to his childhood home. Daniel had not been there since he was 15. His mother had told him they were leaving because the house had been sold. His father had disappeared from their lives around the same time. Daniel grew up believing his father had abandoned them. He had carried that pain for years. Now, standing in front of that old house, memories came rushing back. He remembered playing football in the yard. He remembered his mother calling him inside for dinner. He remembered his father lifting him onto his shoulders. Then he remembered the final night. His mother crying. His father shouting on the phone. And the next morning, his father was gone. Daniel slowly walked toward the front door. He rang the bell. Nothing happened. He rang again. After a few seconds, he heard footsteps. The door opened. An old man stood there. The moment he saw Daniel, his face changed. He looked shocked. "Daniel?" Daniel froze. "How do you know my name?" The man did not answer. Instead, he looked at the pizza box. "You really came?" Daniel frowned. "What does that mean?" The old man whispered, "Come inside." Daniel took a step back. "I'm only here to deliver the pizza." The old man reached for the box. But before he could take it, his phone rang. He turned away and answered. Daniel heard him say quietly, "Yes. He's here." There was a pause. Then the man said, "No. He still doesn't know." Daniel's stomach tightened. "Doesn't know what?" The man ended the call and turned around. Daniel asked, "Who was that?" "Nobody." Daniel stared at him. That didn't sound like nobody. The old man looked nervous. "You should leave, Daniel." Daniel was even more confused. "You just told me to come inside." "I know." "Then why are you telling me to leave?" The man looked toward the hallway. "Because some truths are painful." Daniel's heart began beating faster. He turned around and walked back toward his car. But before he could reach it, his phone rang. It was his childhood friend, Omar. Daniel answered immediately. "Omar, do you know who lives in my old house?" There was silence. Daniel asked again. "Omar?" Finally, Omar spoke. "Daniel, where are you?" "I'm at the old house." Omar's voice suddenly became serious. "Listen to me. Do not go inside." Daniel stopped walking. "Why?" I can't explain over the phone. What is going on? Just trust me. The call ended. Daniel stared at his phone. Now he was certain something was being hidden from him. He walked back to the house and knocked hard. The old man opened the door again. Daniel stepped inside. I want answers. The man sighed. I knew this day would come. Daniel looked around. The house was almost exactly as he remembered it. Old furniture. Old photographs. Old memories. Then Daniel noticed something on the wall. A photograph of his family. His mother. His father. And Daniel as a little boy. He slowly touched the picture. Where did you get this? The old man said, Your mother left it here. Daniel turned around. My mother died 5 years ago. I know. How did you know my mother? The man looked down. I was her friend. Daniel noticed an envelope sitting on a small table. His name was written on it. Daniel picked it up. Who wrote this? The old man did not answer. Daniel opened the envelope. Inside was a letter. The handwriting was unmistakable. It was his mother's. Daniel began reading. My dear Daniel, if you are reading this, then you have finally returned to the house where I tried to protect you. His eyes filled with tears. He continued. You grew up believing your father left us because he did not love you. I am sorry you believed that for so many years. But the truth was different. Daniel stopped. He looked at the old man. What truth? The man slowly sat down. Your father did not leave because he stopped loving you. Daniel's voice became angry. Then where was he? The man whispered, he was sick. Daniel said nothing. He had a serious illness. He also had debts after losing his job. He was afraid those problems would destroy your life. Daniel shook his head. My mother told me he abandoned us. She wanted to protect you. Protect me from what? From the life your father was living. Daniel looked at the letter again. His mother had written that she sent Daniel away because she was afraid he would blame himself for his father's problems. She had promised herself that one day she would tell him everything. But she never got the chance. Daniel wiped his tears. Where is my father now? The old man hesitated. Daniel grabbed his arm. Where is he? The old man finally answered. In a hospital. Daniel froze. Is he alive? The man nodded. He has been waiting for you for years. Daniel could barely breathe. All those years. All those birthdays. All those moments when he thought his father had forgotten him. His father had been waiting. Daniel rushed to the hospital. When he entered the room, he saw an elderly man lying on the bed. Daniel stopped at the door. He knew that face. His father opened his eyes. For several seconds, neither man spoke. Then his father slowly reached out his hand. Daniel stood there, fighting tears. He had imagined this moment many times. Sometimes he imagined shouting. Sometimes he imagined walking away. But seeing his father lying weak and old made all his anger feel smaller. Daniel walked closer. His father whispered, I'm sorry. Daniel sat beside him. Why did you let me hate you? His father closed his eyes. Because I thought disappearing would save you. Daniel's voice broke. I didn't need you to save me. His father looked at him. I needed my father. The old man began to cry. Daniel held his hand. After a long silence, Daniel finally leaned forward and hugged him. The mystery of the pizza order had finally been solved. The pizza was never really the reason for the delivery. The old man had arranged it because he knew Daniel would never return to the house on his own. He knew Daniel would ignore letters. He knew Daniel would refuse phone calls. So he created a reason Daniel could not easily refuse. A pizza delivery. The address on the box was not just an address. It was a doorway back to the truth. A few weeks later, Daniel brought his son Adam to the old house. Adam looked around curiously. "Dad, why is this place so important?" Daniel smiled. "Because sometimes, a house keeps memories that people are not ready to face." Adam held his father's hand. "Are you happy now?" Daniel looked toward the old front door. For the first time in a long time. Then he looked at his son. "Remember something, Adam. Never judge someone before you know their whole story." That night, Daniel understood something he had forgotten. People can make terrible mistakes. Families can hurt each other. Years can disappear. But sometimes, behind silence, there is love. Behind distance, there may be sacrifice. And behind an old locked door, there may be a truth waiting for someone brave enough to open it. Daniel thought he was delivering a pizza that rainy night. But in reality, he was delivering himself back to his family. And sometimes, the greatest kindness is not giving someone what they ask for. It is giving them a chance to heal what they thought could never be repaired.